Hey everybody, welcome to the Elevate Talk Show. I am your host, Deanna Johnson Coffin.
And I'm Adriana Coffin, your co-host, and we're the mother-daughter talk show that's here to elevate your family. If you haven't done so already, please take a second to like this video and to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes.
Yes, and we are so excited to be coming to you. This is our 4th season. I can't believe it. We started a year or so ago, and now we're already on season 4. So we're so excited. We've got some wonderful new things that we're going to be sharing with you this season. But before I go any further, I want to take a moment to wish all of you wonderful mothers out there a happy Mother's Day. Young mothers, older mothers, grandmamas, great-grandmamas, we want to say happy Mother's Day to you all. And like I said, we have got some wonderful new things coming up this season. Adriana, can you share about what we're going to be doing?
Yes, so we've got some of our old segments, but we've also got some exciting new ones. In our Around the Town segment, the Elevate Show takes you to the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. In this week's conversation segment, my mom sits down with Jocelyn O'Neil, who shares intimately about her journey of caring for a daughter with mental health issues. In our new Fashion Hack segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a no-sew evening gown, which is great for all those upcoming spring-summer weddings.
Yes.
And in this week's Meal of the Week segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Zesty Zucchini Lasagna, which is a great, easy, low-carb meal.
Yeah, wonderful. Very tasty, very full of flavor to savor. Had it this week, was wonderful. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And before we break, we want to also share with you that this season we are going to be doing live stream. Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Which is sort of new for me. But we wanted to go there. We want to take you to some cool places and just kind of bring you up close and personal to people who are in the know, and just kind of raw material, don't you think?
Yeah, it allows us to explore things and places and spaces together.
Absolutely. So lots of fun, new creative things. We need to take a little break, but don't go away because we will be right back. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. In our conversation segment, we're going to be focusing this month really on mental health awareness. As you may know, May has been designated as the Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think it's important for me to mention, when I speak of mental health, I'm not just talking about people who have been specifically diagnosed with a mental illness like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. I'm talking about all of our mental health. I'm talking about mental health as a whole, because we all have mental health to maintain, just like we all have physical health to maintain. And so we all need to be managing that and finding ways to stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to my guest today. Her name is Jocelyn O'Neil. Jocelyn is a friend of mine. Jocelyn is the 2022 candidate for the Georgia House of Representatives for District 85. But beyond that, she is a community advocate. She's a former media clerk for the DeKalb County School System here in Georgia. She's also a mother and a grandmother. And our conversation really centers around Jocelyn's journey with her daughter who has a mental health issue, and she really focuses on the things that she had to navigate, the journey that she had to take, dealing with her daughter who has this issue up close and personal. It was a very intimate conversation, and so please turn your attention to my talk with Jocelyn O'Neil. Well, Jocelyn O'Neil, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to talk with us about mental health, and particularly since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, I thought you would be a great person to kick off this month with, since we share so many things in common as far as mental health illness and our children are concerned. So let's get straight into it. I have a lot of things that I want to pick your brain about, so I want to get right into our interview. First, can you give my audience a little bit of background about your family and about your daughter's mental illness?
Well, thank you first for inviting me on.
Yes.
And there's a lot to talk about.
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot to talk about. So,
Mhm.
and I want this to be in a soft,
Mhm.
informative, instructional
Yes.
piece,
Yes.
because
Yes.
we have to be soft with people that we have to deal with very, very closely.
Very much so.
And dealing with the situation as of classified as bipolar.
Mhm.
I also have a grandchild that I'm dealing with ADHD.
Mhm.
And early on in her life, I noticed that she was a very brilliant young child.
Mhm.
Fluently reading. I taught her to read and everything she could do. By the time she was age 4.
Oh, wow. She's
Yeah,
smart.
she could read. She could read very well.
Yeah.
She learned to do a great handwriting.
Wow.
She was very easy to and to learn to
Sure, to teach. Yeah. Mhm.
teach.
Right. That's right.
But I also noticed that there was some discipline problems also.
Right. Wow.
And I kept, I looked at how many times I would have to chastise her, punish her,
Right. Sure.
and even had to do the little spanky thing.
Sure.
And
Sure.
it was,
Sure.
it was always that moved. She was always to the edge of
Yes.
defiant, did that
Exactly.
defiant
Oh, I
thing.
know what you mean. I understand.
Yeah, it was always a push there. Academically in school, she was always excellent, but the teachers always had a problem keeping her focused.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So she was
And,
struggling early on.
Early on.
So fast forward, now you're in her teenage years. What were you seeing at this point?
I don't know how she learned it, but she
Yeah.
she started running away.
Oh, wow. So
And,
by that time, were you convinced that something
Yes.
else was going on?
Yes, very, very, very much.
Right.
And so we had her. Fortunately, I worked at a company that had excellent insurance.
That's good.
Allowed me the time and the insurance to
Yeah.
have her placed in a facility.
Mhm.
And they evaluated her
Yes.
and said that she was oppositional defiant.
Wow. Okay.
And later on, we found out that it was actually bipolar.
Now let me share with you. Now, as you know, I mean, we've talked intimately about mental illness as it relates to our children. I have a daughter that suffers from a mental illness. So we know that the illness doesn't just affect the person that has the diagnosis, that it affects the family. In this case, you and me. You talked a little bit about it already, but can you elaborate a little bit more about what things look like for you and your husband as you dealt with your daughter and this mental illness?
If you know that you have a situation that you're dealing with,
Yes.
it's a great thing if the couples, the parents can come together and not fight each
Yes.
other
Right.
because of the situation. The stress was very much there.
Right.
The one time I let it really go was when she, like I was saying, she was asking to go to the high school at night for a social function, and I'm saying yes, he's saying no.
Yeah.
And I said to him, this is the only time I ever just mouthed off. I said, you're saying that because you're not her father.
Oh, wow. So yeah.
And I don't know where.
Yeah, it was just one of those moments.
I would have, in my sound mind,
Yes,
I would have never done that.
Right, but
He
you
was
tired.
so hurt.
Yes.
We didn't talk to each other for 3 days.
Oh, wow.
At some point, the volcano is going to spew out.
Yes.
And one has to be ready to take low.
Right. That's exactly right.
And that's the way we've done with our family. Somebody has to take low.
Yes.
And with this, there was a lot of taking low on both parts.
Exactly.
Because it was out of her, she was out of control. She did not know it. That was a normalcy for her.
Exactly. Exactly. We know exactly what you mean. But for us, but for y'all, you guys had to figure out how do we keep normalcy in our relationship, in our home. She's out of control, but you don't want to be out of control. I love that you give us a bird's eye view as to what things look like. I think people need to understand that it is what it is. It is tough and it is a struggle, but you can get to the other side of it. You're further along in the process than me. Your daughter's older than my daughter.
Right.
But you can get to, and you can actually have a life, a marriage, and a full life, regardless of the fact that you have a child living in, well, not a child, but your child,
Mhm.
By that, I mean living in the home, or maybe not right now, but with mental illness, you can actually still have a life.
Right.
Let me move on. As a community leader, which you are, have been a long time community leader and education advocate, what kinds of things can we do as a community to promote and support mental health of students and teachers?
We need to have some type of physical support for the teachers.
Yes.
I think putting paraprofessionals back in the classrooms, when
Yes.
these classrooms run to 20 and 25 students,
Yes.
one teacher, that's more than any teacher can actually handle,
Right.
because we have anywhere from 3 to 5 students in a classroom that may have some emotional or mental illness.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
And
thought
so
I'd turn
your
this off.
thought process is that to support and to support mental health of the students and the teachers is that there needs to be more help for these teachers.
Yes, the teachers need much more help. And I'm
Yeah,
going to
it's
say,
too
we can
much.
say this teacher's not good, that teacher, but
Yeah,
teachers need some
they
help
help.
in these classrooms.
They do. They
One
do.
child can
Yes.
disrupt a classroom, a whole lesson, a
Completely.
whole, because the teacher has to pull herself back together to
Exactly.
continue on.
Exactly.
And we need to put more money back into the classrooms for
Right.
these teachers.
I absolutely agree that like you said, we want to say, people always complaining about this teacher's not a good teacher or that teacher's not a good teacher. But I think that we fail to understand that these teachers and administrators that have to deal with these children on an every day, and particularly children with mental health issues, are overwhelmed. What's your thoughts about policies and what we need to do to maybe get more things in the law to support mental health? Real quick.
Well, we're going to have to make this insurance a little bit more
Yes.
affordable.
Yes.
Expanding Medicaid
Yes.
and putting more emphasis
Yes.
on these critical conditions that our children and our parents are dealing with.
We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back soon. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show, and in our new fashion hacks and tips segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a no-sew evening gown. Now in this new segment, I'm going to be sharing with you all kinds of fashion tips for how you can elevate your wardrobe, as well as hands-on projects that you can do at home.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, these kinds of things can really take your wardrobe from drabby and shabby to really upscale and just to the next level. I know I happen to have this resident fashion guru in my house, and you'll be surprised how just little tweaks can make something that looks okay just fantastic, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always telling me little things, so you absolutely want to tune into her. She is in the know. So please turn your attention to Adriana's no-sew gown.
So today I'll be showing you how to make a very lovely evening dress using a piece of fabric. This is 4 yards of stretch velvet, a belt, and a safety pin. So let's get started. So the first look I'll show you how to create is a one shoulder look. So here's how you do it. So you take the fabric and put it behind you like this. And then make sure you have one half of the fabric on each side of your body. And then you bring it to a close like this, but close the top part. Do not close it at the corners, otherwise it won't work. So once you close it, put your arm through the opening like this, and then tie the fabric at the shoulder. So then, once you're done tying, all you have to do is wrap the front part of the dress over the back part. And then you can get a belt. Got my trusty belt right here. And put it around your waist. And there you have it. You've got a new evening gown. So this is the front, and I'll show you the back. Okay, so now the next look I'll show you how to create is a V-necked dress. So we'll start off just like we did the first time, and we'll have the fabric behind us with each one half of the fabric on each side of the body. Now what you do, you pull it up so that you've got fabric under your arms like this, and then take the corners this time and cross them like an X. And then tie them behind your neck like this. Make sure it's nice and tight. So now, you just get things nice and situated, and then grab your belt, put it around your waist, and you've got another dress. There we go. Here's the front, and then a back view. So the next variation I'll show you is how to make a halter top dress. So we'll start off like we did before. Then we're going to bring it around. And take the top part of the fabric, not the corners, and tie it around the back of your neck. Create a nice high neckline. And then bring the back of the fabric around. So you're going to put the back fabric underneath the front of it like this, so that it looks nice and neat. And then you'll get your belt. And you've got another dress. So there you go. So this is look number 3, a halter top. So the last look I'll show you is how to create a nice classic sweetheart neckline strapless evening gown. So for this one, you will need a safety pin. So you'll start off like you did the other times, and you will have one half of the fabric on each side of your body. And then put one side down, and then cross the other side over like this. And that helps to create the sweetheart neckline that we're going for. So once you've got it, you've adjusted it and gotten the neckline to your preferred depth, just flip it over like this and put the safety pin through it. And that will help it stay. So once you've got it pinned, all you have to do is grab your belt, and you've got a nice new dress. So this is 4 yards of stretch velvet. Obviously you can get different amounts depending on how form-fitting you want your dress to be or how long you want it to be. I got this fabric on Amazon.com. It was about $24.99 for all 4 yards, which was a very good deal. And I'll put the link for this fabric in the description. So thanks for hanging out with me and letting me share some tips with you on how to make a nice evening gown for the holidays. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. We're going to take another short break, but we'll be back soon.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. This week, the Elevate Talk Show takes you around the town to one of my favorite places in North Carolina. It is the Biltmore Estates. We've actually been to the Biltmore a couple of times, recently back in the fall, but it's one of those places where every new season brings something beautiful. The estate is full of flora of all different kinds. So there really is no end to the beauty of the Biltmore Estates, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's always something new to explore with each changing season.
Absolutely.
And they also bring in different exhibits.
They do.
Including they had the Downton Abbey exhibit
Oh,
there
they did.
recently.
That's true.
So there's always something new to
Yeah,
see.
absolutely. So you absolutely want to join us on our virtual adventure to the Biltmore Estates in
This week's Around the Town takes us 3.5 hours north of Atlanta, Georgia, to the Biltmore Estate, which is located in the beautiful mountains of Asheville, North Carolina. If you're looking for a unique spring getaway and a place where you can immerse yourself in the annual celebration of waves of color, then you must visit Biltmore Blooms, a spring transformation of the garden's 8,000 acres and grounds. Explore the magnificent gardens of the conservatory, which feature a myriad of flowers, including begonias, calla lilies, hydrangea, and so much more. Then head over to the walled garden to see a fantastic field of colorful tulips. Take a stroll through the forest and see the trees as they spring into bloom. And don't forget to visit Antler Hill Village and the winery to take in the beauty of the viburnum, quince, Lenten rose, redbud, and flowering dogwood trees. During your visit, make sure to take in the masterworks of Claude Monet and his fellow Impressionists as they come to life in a rich and unforgettable display of light, color, and sound. In addition to the wonderful display of spring flowers, the Biltmore Estate is honored to partner with the National Olmsted 200 campaign to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Frederick Law Olmsted's birth. Known as America's foremost landscape architect, his final project was the magnificent landscape design of George Vanderbilt's estate, which stands as a living tribute to Olmsted's genius. With breathtaking views, meticulously preserved forests, and activities for everyone, Biltmore Estate is an outdoor enthusiast paradise. For more information about the Biltmore Estate, visit www.biltmore.com/visit.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our adventures at the Biltmore. Please don't go away. We need to take a break, but we'll be back.
Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. And in today's Meal of the Week segment, I'm going to be showing you how to make a zesty zucchini lasagna, which is a great low-carb keto meal.
Absolutely. It's been wonderful to know that you can still have flavor, full flavor to savor. You don't have to sacrifice that even if you're eating more of a keto low-carb diet, which
Yeah.
I've been doing for some time now. So it's one of these easy things that you absolutely want to incorporate into your meal plan. So please turn your attention to Adriana's Zesty Zucchini Lasagna.
Hello and welcome to our Meal of the Week segment. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a zesty zucchini lasagna. So let's get started. Alright, so let's get started with our Alfredo sauce for the lasagna. So I'm going to turn on my stove to medium high, and I'm going to add in half a cup of melted butter and 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm just going to stir that together and let it cook in this pot for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so now that the butter and cream cheese has melted, let's add in the rest of our ingredients. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of oregano, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes. And I'm just going to stir all of those things together. I'm also going to add in 2 cups of whole milk and a cup of mozzarella cheese. And I'm just going to stir that together, and I'm going to let this thicken for about 5 minutes. All right, so it's been 5 minutes and our Alfredo sauce has thickened nicely. So now I'm gonna add in 6 chopped up chicken thighs. These are already cooked. You can use chicken breast, you can use grilled chicken, you can use rotisserie chicken, just any pre-cooked chicken that you have on hand. And I'm gonna add this to the sauce and I'm just gonna mix that together. Alright, so now that I've mixed the chicken with the Alfredo sauce, I'm going to move on to the rest of the recipe. Okay, so now that we're finished with all of our other ingredients, it's time to put together the lasagna. So I have 9 slices of zucchini, of just thin zucchini slices. You'll need about 2 zucchini in order to do this. And I am going to line the bottom of the pan with 3 slices of zucchini. So I coated the pan with some melted butter just to keep things from sticking. So I'm going to put 3 zucchini slices on the pan. And then I'm going to take some frozen spinach and stick that on top of the zucchini. Just sprinkle that on top. And then I'm going to take some of our chicken Alfredo mix and I'm going to put that on top. And then I'm going to top this off with some cheese. And now I'm going to start over. So I'm going to start with another layer of zucchini. And then some more of our frozen spinach. You sprinkle that. And then some more chicken. And then more mozzarella cheese. Alright, so I'm going to finish the last layer and then I'm going to put this in the oven and let it cook for about 30 minutes and then I'll be back to show you the final results. Alright, so the lasagna is ready and it looks really delicious. I'm going to give you a close-up shot so that you can see how good it looks. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Welcome back to the Elevate Talk Show. Our time together is almost over, but before we go, we have a couple of things that we'd like to share with you. First of all, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel. We're going to start doing all sorts of really interesting live streams, and we don't want you to miss those, so please hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, just a reminder that the Elevate show puts on uploads a new episode to YouTube each week, and you can find us not only on YouTube, but you can also find us on Comcast Channel 25 at 7 p.m. if you live in DeKalb County. But also, if you want to just live stream us online, go to www.decalb25.com Sunday evenings at 7, and you can live stream the show right there, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. And so we want to just thank you.
Yes, thank you for watching our show. It wouldn't be a show without viewers, and we really appreciate you guys.
Please like and subscribe and share us with your friends. So we'll see you next time on the Elevate Talk Show. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.